Did you know the meaning of the word ecchymosis? It means the discoloration of the skin resulting from bleeding underneath, typically caused by bruising. At a time where superhero films are becoming synonymous with stereotypical origin stories and visual effects, a simple investigation scene happened to be one of my favorite ones in this new film. Hi, I'm Gopinath Rajendran, and in this episode of Kutty Review, I'll be talking about the much awaited Matt Reeves directorial, The Batman. Right off the bat, the film establishes the fact that it will focus more on the Sherlockian abilities of a hero, which the earlier Batman films rarely paid respect to. Speaking of other Batman films, we don't get to see how pearls fall off a necklace when a couple gets murdered and a small boy decides to make his city clean, and nor do we see a middle-aged loner who has lost all his favorites in the quest to again make the city clean again. Reeves, understanding how we have seen it all before, doesn't bother narrating the story of Batman's origins or what he does after he gets years of hands-on experience. Instead, we get a young Bat who is just a couple of years into the crime-fighting business. Unfortunately for him, crime and tide wait for none, and he has to buckle up to stop a series of high-profile deaths that brings Gotham to its knees. At a runtime of almost 3 hours, the Batman is packed to the brim with content that might be exposition to the average moviegoer or a treasure trove for fans of the Cape Crusader. This also happens to be the film's biggest boon and, pardon the pun, its biggest bane. The Batman breaks ground with a lot of what it has in store, both on and off the screen. For starters, Jeffrey Wright is the first actor of color to portray Gordon. It's also the first time we've gotten a bisexual Selina Kyle, played by Zoë Kravitz in one of the best portrayals of Catwoman. In fact, Pattinson's Bruce Wayne takes the character's reclusiveness to a whole new level. In the place of the party-loving playboy, we have a man riddled with self-doubt and existential crisis, who, in the course of time, learns that hope is not what can be sought from the outside, but nurtured from his inside. The actor resembles a rock star from an emo band and aces the role of a young man who has to balance grief and responsibilities on his able shoulder. We don't get to see what happens at Wayne Enterprises. We only get to see his trusted butler, Alfred, handling the correspondence. We don't get a military-grade Batmobile that can travel even on alien planets, but a sleek-looking muscular car with a bat-shaped engine. Even the Batarangs aren't weapons thrown at henchmen, but a tool to cut through police tapes. Reeves, evident from Cloverfield and the Planet of the Apes films, is a visual storyteller, and the Batman is no different. The film's noir approach pays off, and what we get is a visually stunning drama. The rootedness of the film is its biggest blessing. If Joker felt pragmatic, the Batman builds on that. Scenes involving the Riddler, played by a fantastic Paul Dano, is sure to remind you of films like Seven and Zodiac. This version of Riddler is a far cry from the explosive one from Batman Forever that was played by Jim Carrey, and the exasperating one from the Gotham series where the role was played by Corey Michael Smith. Dano's Riddler will definitely go down as one of the best villains that our Cape Crusader has faced on the big screen. There can't be a Batman film without impressive action, and this film doesn't fail to quench that thirst, though it's not as much as you would expect. Apart from a stunning car chase sequence that the trailer ruined for us, the hand-to-hand combat sequences are also a treat to watch. The thuds and blows along with the picturization reminded me of the Batman Arkham games. On the flip side, it's hard for any 3-hour long film to hold our attention, and the Batman is no different there too. A few sequences do feel, for lack of a better word, stretched. While Batman's banter with Gordon provides for the lighter moments of the film, it leaves you wanting for more. And while we are at it, Andy Serkis' Alfred absolutely deserved more screen time than what he got, and so did Colin Farrell's Penguin. For those who grew up reading the comics and watching the TV series reruns in the late 90s and early 2000s, just like me, and later watching all the reiterations of the Cape Crusader, the Batman takes yet another long step in showing how the character has evolved from carrying a shark repellent in his utility belt to becoming an anti-hero fueled with rage and out to hand over vengeance. Reeves manages to give a superhero film that is different from its previous versions and yet ticks all the boxes that makes the character who he is, a beacon of hope. The Batman is a brilliant reboot that captures the essence of the titular hero while putting him on a new canvas that the film-going audience have rarely seen, making it the start of something huge. It's the start of something fresh, something dark, and it's understandable because clean slates, after all, do look dark. That's my review for the Batman, and this is Gopinath signing off. See you soon with another film.